It's time for the Nintendo Pipeline. Each week we take our plungers and stick them deep into Nintendo's pipes and unclog item after item to discover what is going on in the world of Mario, Peach, Yoshi, Bowser, and friends. This week we have, 6 pipe plug-in news bits that need to be dealt with. If you're listening to the snippet, you can listen to the whole show over on youtube.com/Koppai Gaming, as well as iTunes, SoundCloud, and more by searching for Koppai Podcast number 1. The NES Mini, as of now, is available and in stock for pre-order at Target.com.
Yeah, I need to get on that.
I'm waiting for Amazon.
Yes, I might do the same.
Since it went on a Target earlier today, I wonder if it is going around retail outlets throughout the day. Let me check real quick.
Well, and also it's coming out like right around my birthday, and like Kayla has been kind of hinting at it. Like every time we see anything about it, it's like it's right around your birthday. So I'm kind of wondering, like, is she gonna get that for me? And so maybe I just gotta kind of hint at her when I see like the pre-order open for Amazon.
I don't know, man. With that kind of stuff, I just I told my wife, like, yo, I'm getting myself PlayStation VR. Like,
yeah. Well, that's a little bit. This is $60. PSVR is like almost like over $500.
Yeah, I'm saving up for that though. That's my birthday present to myself. I'm like, but don't try to like do some sort of sneak attack on me where you like, you know, you get me a pre-order at some sort of like obscure gaming store. Like,
when does that come out? PSVR? Because is that going to be a birthday gift for you?
October 13th, my birthday.
Wow, really? I didn't know it was actually that soon. I don't know why I didn't realize.
So the night before my birthday, I'm going to try to find a GameStop in Minneapolis.
That's actually like super close. That's really awesome.
Camp outside and get a little blanket. Just wait outside for a few days and hopefully get one because they're all sold out.
Yeah.
Yeah, NES Mini's not on Amazon right now, which is what I'll be waiting for to order it.
Was it on there for just a little bit and then?
No.
Okay.
It's not even an option on, if I search NES Mini, it just shows NES games.
Yeah.
Then it tells me what other people bought who bought No Man's Sky. So that's what Amazon's telling me. But yeah, so that's available for pre-order, so be looking for that. If it's available at Target for pre-order, unless they're just kind of going for it, they should be getting some retail exposure at other online websites. Number 2, Axiom Verge Wii U release has finally been announced. It's coming September 1st to the Nintendo Wii U. Hopefully, it's not on the 3DS yet, is it?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think that maybe I thought I'd maybe read a story about how it was going to be pretty much not a possibility for the 3DS, that I don't think the 3DS would be able to really handle it. And then I think even the Wii U itself, something has been kind of holding up the release of it because maybe it's difficult to get accurately working on the Wii U. I know that like when The Binding of Isaac or something came out on the 3DS, that had so many issues that the developer was like, I think it came out and it worked good and it was a good game with bonus content, but it was like such a difficult project. I think that a lot of people, like, for these sort of things, just, I don't think it's like porting something to the Vita necessarily.
Yeah. Well, even the Vita gave them grief.
Yeah. I think something about Axiom Verge is like, it's one of those retro games that also is really, advanced in kind of a subtle way or a hidden sort of way where it's not really totally on the surface how actually complex and advanced of a game it is technically. And so it might actually require quite a bit of power. Like maybe the word is like deceitful in how it, comes across, but I think it actually might be a little more beefy than it comes across. But yeah, I think it's just the Wii U, and I don't think I'll be getting on that, because I think that if I wanted to get it, it's the case, again, like we said, with achievements and all that. I would rather play that
3DS I wouldn't mind, if they had like the 3D functionality in there. Like,
yeah, that's true. I still want to try Shovel Knight eventually on there because of the 3D.
Yeah, platinum Shovel Knight on the PlayStation 4. But and I own it on Wii U, so I've given support to Nintendo and the true.
I have it on the Wii. Yeah, I got it on the Wii U originally, and I never played it because I just held out for the trophies.
Yeah. So that's a big thing. Bill Trennan, if you're listening,
Bill,
bring us Trennan trophies. I'm looking at a news headline here from July 4th, 2016. Axiom Verge developer muses on how to 3DS port would be possible. June 30th, 2016, Axiom Verge creator is looking into a 3DS port. And then from 2015, Axiom Verge, quote, probably hitting Wii U next year, 3DS more difficult.
Yeah.
And so the Wii U was originally like just a possibility, and they made that happen. And the developer did say that it feels like coming home with the release of the Wii U version. So they do have a love for Nintendo.
A lot of these indie developers, I think, do.
Yeah. Number 3, Twilight Princess manga is coming. So
cool.
It's not completely like original. We've had other Zelda comics come out, but this will be a nice one to come out.
They need to do it. They need to do it for all of the games that they've made, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Number 4, Monster Hunter anime is coming out. Speaking of which, we've been watching a little bit of Yokai Watch. Super funny. Surprisingly entertaining.
That show, shout out to Shamix. Here's your shout out. I actually went and checked out the channel and watched some of your Yokai Watch videos, and it just got me to think like, okay, we're gonna give him a shout out on this show, so I want to go check out Yokai Watch. And then I think I told you, like, I went and finally checked it out, and hey, it's not too bad. And you're like, all right, I'll go give it a shot. And we both were like, and then you watched the second episode, which was even funnier than the first one, and which was really hilarious. The second episode,
poops in the bathroom.
I know.
Make fun of him for it.
I was laughing out loud so many times in that episode. But then yesterday, I was like, hey, Kayla and I feel like watching something. This Yokai Watch show is pretty funny and silly. Let's watch an episode of this. So I throw it on. And I think I've watched episode 3, which was pretty good, a pretty good episode. It might have been the Tattletale episode or something. And then this newest one we watched was just the cheesiest, corniest episode I've seen of the show yet, which was really a bummer that it was like, I'm watching this with Kayla, and it was just like cheese point after cheese point. And I'm like, I was like telling her, I'm like, this show was actually really funny, like an episode or two ago. Like, it was about, he like went to the bathroom right away. That Katie girl that we just saw, she was like, went by the bathroom and was like, ew. And then came into the class and was like, Nate took a big stinky doo-doo. And it was like, it was hilarious and it was great. And then this one is all about some grandpa who would buy his daughter a toy, and now he's sitting at the store all sad, and his daughter just happens to walk by exactly as he's telling the story, and it was just so cheesy. And then they're all like,
they need a few of those every now and then.
I figured, I was wondering, I was like, is the show just kind of, did they really go all out on those first couple episodes to get people like hooked on this is different and funny, and then kind of just go into, I'll have to watch some more to see where it all goes.
That's the weird part about Pokemon X and Y. I've been watching that because it's just so gorgeous as far as animation goes, but it's just,
definitely,
it's a cheese factory as far as, oh my gosh, I have a bond with my Pokemon. It's just like, oh man, like enough with the bond, like battle them. Like, that's why Origin was so good. It was just all about the battling, the training.
I also like it when Pokemon, I think Pokemon's the best when it's very Looney Tunesy almost in a way.
Yeah.
It's silly. I think that they did a pretty good job in the very first episode in the very pilot episode at having some of those kind of dramatic moments where it's not super silly and just fun.
Pikachu, like electric.
Yeah, I thought that episode is just really, really good, and sometimes they pull off those moments pretty well. It just depends, I guess. The Yokai Watch episode was a little just too much for me in that cheese. I didn't even finish it because I was like, all right, I thought this was gonna be a little something different, but I did really, really enjoy the first few episodes of the show so far, and I'm gonna watch a few more just to stick with it and give it a shot, see if they pull some more more surprising punches, I guess, that make me interested. So
made me want to play the game too.
Yeah, definitely. That actually made me like wonder like how is this based on the game, and what are they trying to kind of how Pokemon did, where there's so many similarities, but they did try to, make it into a story for TV.
Yeah.
But there's gotta be so many similarities to how the actual game itself starts, so I wonder how that all works, and it seems like a pretty cool concept. It's unique enough that it was fun to go and experience the anime to just see what sets it aside from like Digimon and Pokemon, and how it is a clone in a lot of ways, like definitely but it's so unique in a lot of different ways too. It almost gives me a lot of an Inside Out kind of vibe too, of like,
yeah, definitely,
emotions are secretly causing things, and this is the yokai, like these ghost spirits. And it's a cool concept, but you can see definitely like when he goes like summoning this guy, it's like totally the Ash Pokeball iconic.
Digimon, Pokemon, like yokai, like
but then they do the whole summoning charming walla walla boom bong bada bada boom, and it's like what the heck is going on?
Get up, boom.
And so it's just a much sillier, more outrageous version of those things.
I want a Jibanyan though crossover with Pikachu. Like they're so cute. They need to hang out, or like Meowth meets him or something. Number 5, new Nintendo patent. 3 Nintendo patent applications were published at the time of this writing of the notes. According to a thread on NeoGAF, the product seems to be a continuation of the handheld concept we saw earlier in the year. There seems to be more about the handheld's hand gesture tracking feature and a more detail from 2 of the patents. The third one talks about attaching an accessory to the side of a portable device, which we've heard about with the Nintendo NX. The device uses an infrared camera to read the button presses instead of actually using any form of electronical connection between the two. In other words, the product would use the camera to detect pressed buttons instead of electricity, which would line up with what we've seen with the Wiimote, the gamepad kind of connectivity. How that's like a combination of like infrared and Bluetooth and all of that.
Yeah.
Nintendo seems to have that technology down. Definitely makes sense, and it also would make it so it's much less wear and tear if the connection between the detachable controllers and the actual NX screen unit is more signal based instead of you actually kind of plugging in something. Because I've had that with my iPhone, where you plug in your charger enough and your charger port starts to get ruined.
Or we were talking about just a couple episodes ago about dropping the system and having those accessories break off or come apart. If it's a more wireless thing where it's just kind of Wiimotes falling off the system if you happen to drop it, it's not as big of a deal as if it's like the Game Boy Advance, like the Fire Red link cable sort of thing that actually plugged into the top, and that sort of thing.
And it makes sense if you detach the controllers, like if they were being connected with electricity, like a USB sort of plug-in, then how do they work when they're detached? Like it has to, like, would it have 2 separate functions where it works attached and then a separate sort of Bluetooth thing when it's detached? Like, it just makes sense for they go with this infrared system or something similar to that.
Do you think that because we saw the illustration of these controllers, do you think that they've gone through some design revisions on, like, do you think that this is the NX controller and they kind of looked almost like a part of an SNES controller a bit that's like kind of just stuck to the side, and I was kind of thinking about those in your hands.
I think it'll be like a hybrid. I think they'll have, as much as I don't like it, I think they will have the Circle Pad Pro thing instead of like an actual analog stick.
We see in the image that there is analog sticks like on the tablet thing itself.
Really?
It looked like so, and it looks kind of like
I think it'll be very 3DS-y. I think it'll be.
Yeah, I was wondering. I just kind of think maybe the control, like, I don't know if this is exactly what the controller is. Maybe the technology that's being used is probably definitely what it'll be used for it. But I just wonder if these controllers will look exactly like this, kind of the half oval sort of thing. Yeah. I don't know.
We'll see probably in a month.
Yep. Tokyo Game Show.
Couple weeks, we'll start getting answers to everything.
That's
PlayStation
crazy.
Neo, Nintendo NX, there's something else too, like some other the rumor of the new Vita coming out.
There's a rumor of a new Vita coming out?
Yeah, there was like some sort of mobile unit being talked about by a Sony patent. And then they have the PlayStation meeting is what they're calling it in September. So maybe
it'd be cool if they actually, if they re-released, or not re-released, but made a new Vita or something like that, where they actually took it more seriously this time. Would be cool. But who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It
I've
seems
been
like
loving it with No Man's Sky. I was actually gonna make a point about that. I've been playing a lot of, well, not a lot of, like
play.
2 hours or something maybe total, or max, of playing No Man's Sky in the Vita because my wife's been using the TV for one reason or the other. And I just also wanted to try it one night. Like, I had the TV available, but I just played it on the Vita just to try it. And it was very interesting to play a console game for that long on a portable device. And it made me think, like, this will probably be like what's like playing on the NX. Hopefully more streamlined.
That's what they say about the Vita, though, is that it's one of its best functionalities, if not the best functionality, is its remote play. Which is a disappointment because of how great of a little system it is and how well it was supported
I honestly don't like the remote play. Like, compared to using the Wii U gamepad, like, there's latency issues.
It's not as good as Nintendo's patented whatever secret sort of technology they have going on with that.
Like Grand Theft Auto race you and I tried to do when I was playing.
That had some funny moments there with that, though.
Yeah, that was terrible.
But what was I going to say, though? I was going to make a point about, I don't know, forget about it, I guess.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Number 6. Nintendo takes down a Metroid 2 remake. We will be discussing this more in the topic of the show, as well as other instances of Nintendo protecting their IP. But basically, if you don't tune into the topic of the show, the story is that there was a Metroid 2 remake that was 10 years in the making, and after it got published, Nintendo took it down. And that's basically the story. There's some outrage about that. We're going to be talking about that in just a moment, but that concludes the Nintendo pipeline. We can now give it a satisfying flush and watch it all swoosh and swish into oblivion. If you enjoyed our discussion on the latest Nintendo news, be sure to like, subscribe, share, and please, please, please review us on iTunes or any other podcast service. We have a few reviews over on iTunes. I was actually going to read one of them. Maybe I'll read it at the end of the episode. I'll pull one of them up so we can give a shout out to that and thank people for that. Review us over on iTunes because that helps us a lot. And if you're watching on YouTube, hop over to iTunes and leave us a review because that'll help push our content to the front page of the iTunes store so people can get all sorts of Koppai goodness.